Hello, passionate Celtic FC fans. This is Celtic Central News, your exclusive source for Celtic updates. Before we kick off, we appreciate the incredible support. If you love Celtic, subscribe now, hit like, and let's build this community together. Now, onto the latest news. A warm welcome to new subscribers. Your support is crucial. Hail, hail. The Celtic camp has been buzzing with speculation since early this week, as whispers suggest that Brendan Rodgers, the man at the helm of the Hoops, is making waves behind closed doors. Sources close to the club claim that Rodgers has grown increasingly frustrated with certain players who, in his view, no longer fit the high standards he's been set in since taking charge. The footballing world knows Rodgers as a tactician who demands discipline, flair, and unwavering commitment, but insiders hint that this particular situation has reached a tipping point. It's nay just a question of form on the pitch. According to reports, it's also a matter of attitude, training ground behavior, and a perceived lack of alignment with the club's long-term ambitions. Celtic fans are naturally divided, with some rallying behind Rodgers' uncompromising stance, while others fear that the squad could be destabilized by such a high-profile dispute. Rumors are swirling that discussions have been heated, private meetings have stretched late into the night, and that the manager has been emphatic that a change is essential if the team is to compete at the highest levels domestically and in Europe. The tension is palpable, and the air around Parkhead feels charged with anticipation. The story, as it's been pieced together, suggests that Rodgers has singled out a player who, despite past heroics, has reportedly failed to meet the manager's current expectations. It's no secret that Celtic have invested significantly in the squad over the past seasons, and Rodgers' vision for a cohesive, attacking team is said to clash with certain individual approaches. Insiders claim that training sessions have become a stage for subtle but pointed interventions, with Rodgers visibly signaling dissatisfaction with the players' positioning, decision-making, and effort. The whispers from inside the dressing room hint at a manager who is relentless in his pursuit of perfection, unwilling to tolerate repeated mistakes or a perceived lack of dedication. The identity of the player has not been officially disclosed, but social media speculation has reached fever pitch, with fans scouring every match, interview, and photograph for clues. Some reports even suggest that this isn't merely about performance on the pitch, but also about the player's influence in the locker room, particularly with younger squad members. The narrative being built paints a picture of Rodgers as a man who will not compromise, and of a player who may be on borrowed time if resolutions are swiftly found. Tension between management and squad is rarely straightforward, and in football, timing is everything. Adding to the drama, insiders allege that Rodgers has convened multiple meetings with the club's hierarchy to discuss the matter, emphasizing that decisive action might be required before the transfer window closes. It's suggested that these discussions are merely formalities, but involve passionate debates over strategy, player valuation, and the overall message such a departure would send to the rest of the squad. Fans are naturally intrigued and anxious, pondering whether Celtic will bow to public opinion or staunchly back their manager's decision. Meanwhile, agents and external parties are said to be sniffing around, ready to exploit any opportunity should a transfer become imminent. The atmosphere reportedly mirrors that of a high-stakes chess game, where each move is carefully calculated and every public statement weighed for impact. Rumors continue to proliferate on forums, podcasts, and fan channels, each iteration adding nuance, exaggeration, or outright speculation. Rodgers' reputation as a man who nurtures young talent but demands accountability is central to this unfolding story, and it raises questions about the balance between loyalty and performance in elite football. The whispers have become so pervasive that even casual supporters cannot escape discussions of potential exits and managerial ultimatums. Meanwhile, the player in question is said to be navigating a tricky landscape, balancing professional pride, public perception, and potential suitors' interest. Reports indicate that there have been discreet approaches from clubs in England and continental Europe, with agents quietly testing the waters while maintaining plausible deniability. Observers point to subtle behavioral cues on social media and during matches, interpreting every substitution, glance, and interview response as a potential signal about the player's next move. The psychological dimension is as much a part of the story as tactics or contracts, and insiders claim that RODGERS' strategy may involve applying pressure in order to expedite a resolution, rather than relying solely on negotiations. Fans are dissecting training photos, noticing absences from group activities, and speculating about the tone of post-match interviews, all while pundits weigh in their own theories about what RODGERS' true intentions might be. The drama is compounded by Celtic's ongoing pursuit of domestic and European success, making squad stability a critical factor. Every match, every touch, every headline contributes to a growing narrative of tension and urgency, and supporters are left hanging on every whisper from the Parkhead corridors. The saga has captured imaginations, with some believing the manager's hand is being forced and others convinced it's a calculated show of authority. Complicating matters further, insiders suggest that RODGERS' relationship with the squad has been a delicate balancing act, particularly as other players reportedly monitor the situation closely. The manager's insistence on professionalism is said to have created a climate where teammates are keenly aware that non-compliance could jeopardize their own standing. Such dynamics are fertile ground for speculation, as subtle interactions during training and matches are magnified under the scrutiny of fans and journalists alike. Rumors persist that the manager is keen to send a clear message: no individual is above the collective vision of Celtic. This stance, while lauded by many, inevitably creates tension as players weigh loyalty against personal ambition. Observers note that the timing of RODGERS' push for a change aligns with strategic planning for upcoming fixtures, suggesting a sense of urgency in resolving the matter. The manager's insistence on control and order within the squad is part of a broader philosophy, and insiders hint that he sees this as an opportunity to reinforce authority while also refining tactical cohesion. Meanwhile, whispers about possible replacement targets continue to circulate, adding layers of intrigue to an already charged environment. In football, the interplay between authority, ambition, and public perception is a delicate dance, and RODGERS appears determined to lead it without compromise. As the narrative develops, analysts and fans alike are dissecting every angle, from RODGERS' past managerial decisions to the broader implications for Celtic's season. Comparisons are being drawn to previous high-profile exits, managerial rifts, and the impact of losing influential squad members. Rumors indicate that RODGERS' stance is being communicated in measured but firm terms, aiming to assert authority without fracturing the dressing room. Yet, the speculation continues to mount, with journalists hinting that the next few weeks could be decisive. The potential exit has ignited debates on podcasts, Twitter threads, and fan forums, each adding their own interpretation and drama to the story. Some commentators suggest that RODGERS' approach is a masterclass in squad management, while others fear it may backfire if mismanaged. Amidst all the chatter, the players' public appearances, interviews, and performances are dissected for signs of agreement, defiance, or resignation. The unfolding scenario is a masterful blend of uncertainty, strategy, and human emotion, capturing the imagination of the Celtic faithful and wider footballing audience alike. With tensions mounting and resolutions looming, Parkhead has transformed into a theater of anticipation, where every decision could have ripple effects across the club and the wider Scottish football landscape. As the saga continues to unravel, murmurs from inside Celtic suggest that RODGERS is not merely interested in a swift resolution, but in setting a precedent for the entire squad. Insiders hint that his message is clear: discipline, professionalism, and adherence to tactical directives will be non-negotiable, and any player who challenges this ethos risks being shown the door. The whispers paint a picture of a manager who combines strategic foresight with an acute awareness of public perception, ensuring that any actions taken will resonate beyond Parkhead. Reports suggest that behind-the-scenes meetings with agents, club executives, and even former players have been ongoing, each discussion meticulously choreographed to gauge reactions and potential outcomes. Meanwhile, social media speculation is reaching fever pitch, with hashtags trending, memes proliferating, and fan forums dissecting every perceived clue. Observers note that the players' morale and composure are under intense scrutiny, with even minor lapses being amplified as evidence of misalignment with RODGERS' vision. This tense environment, sources allege, has produced an unusual blend of anxiety and excitement among supporters, who are acutely aware that Celtic's domestic dominance and European ambitions hang in delicate balance. Every day, every match, Every interview becomes fodder for analysis, creating a living, breathing narrative that seems to evolve faster than the club itself can manage internally. Before we proceed, subscribe to our channel and enable notifications to receive all exclusive news about Celtic FC. Don't miss any details about your favorite team. It's extremely important for Celtic FC fans. Rumors also indicate that RODGERS has been exploring potential replacements, quietly assessing the market for players who could seamlessly integrate into his preferred style of play. Sources allege that scouts have been dispatched to monitor performances across the Premiership and Continental Leagues, with detailed reports being submitted on a daily basis. The whispers suggest that RODGERS' eye for talent is matched only by his insistence on character, while potential recruits evaluated not solely for skill but for attitude, commitment, and adaptability to high-pressure environments. Meanwhile, the player at the center of the storm is reportedly weighing options, balancing loyalty, career trajectory, and the prospect of lucrative moves abroad. Agents are said to be working discreetly, orchestrating meetings, and probing interest from clubs who could accommodate the player's style while offering a fresh start. Fans have been poring over transfer rumors, betting odds, and speculative reports, each nugget of information being dissected for hidden meaning. Behind the scenes, RODGERS' approach is described as calculated, with a keen sense of timing designed to maximize leverage over negotiations. The uncertainty continues to fuel debate, and the story shows no signs of slowing down, with every development adding layers of intrigue to an already combustible mix of ambition, expectation, and human drama. Adding to the tension, insiders hint that the dressing room atmosphere has subtly shifted, while teammates acutely aware of the spotlight on both RODGERS and the player. Sources suggest that camaraderie is being tested, alliances quietly forming, and subtle expressions of support or dissent carefully observed. Analysts speculate that this internal dynamic could influence performances on the pitch, as players grapple with divided loyalties or heightened self-awareness. RODGERS' management style, characterized by rigorous standards and meticulous attention to detail, appears to be designed not only to extract peak performance, but also to cultivate a culture of accountability. Observers note that even minor incidents during training or match-day preparations are magnified, creating an environment where every gesture, word, and decision is potentially significant. Meanwhile, the media continues to speculate, drawing connections between social media posts, interviews, and transfer rumors, creating a feedback loop that intensifies scrutiny on both manager and player. Rumors of potential suitors for the player have proliferated, while English clubs, continental teams, and even unexpected destinations being floated, each adding further layers of uncertainty. Supporters are left in a state of suspense, while every headline potentially signaling a turning point in what has become one of the most talked-about narratives in Scottish football. The stakes are high, the atmosphere charged, and the outcome remains tantalizingly uncertain. Reports further suggest that RODGERS' strategy may involve leveraging the situation to strengthen his authority, sending a message to the entire squad that commitment and alignment with his vision are paramount. Insiders claim that he has been explicit in meetings, emphasizing that the club's ambitions will not be compromised by individual dissent. The whispers indicate a multi-pronged approach, tactical adjustments on the pitch, discreet discussions off it, and a careful management of public perception. Meanwhile, the player is reportedly navigating an intricate web of options, balancing potential career moves with personal considerations, fan reactions, and long-term aspirations. Agents are described as working meticulously behind the scenes, exploring clubs that could offer immediate playing opportunities while ensuring financial and professional security. Social media platforms have become arenas for speculation, while supporters dissecting every tweet, story, and public appearance for hints of what might unfold next. Analysts highlight the psychological dimensions, noting that the tension could influence performance, decision-making, and team morale. Rumors abound of possible interventions from former managers, club legends, and insiders attempting to mediate or offer advice. Every development, real or perceived, contributes to a growing narrative of drama, strategy, and intrigue, reinforcing the sense that this saga is more than a mere managerial disagreement. It is a theater of ambition, authority, and consequence that could reshape Celtic's trajectory for months to come. Hello, fan. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, as it means a lot to Celtic FC. Also, share your opinion about the news in the comments below. See you in the next video.